When you drop it, there's no guns, the door won't open, and your duo mate's already knocked. That's when I got your back, baby. Hold the beer, family.
Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to channel. I'm Bushka. Today we're going to be having a look at some late game clutch heroics and situations from a few games I've been running recently, particularly last night when I was lucky enough. I mean, I've been away a lot lately and it was very hard to get it together, but I was lucky enough to play with my good mates, Swiss Cheesel and Mr. Ouija. And we always have a good time and a barrel of laughs when we get together and run about with our, you know what, proverbials out. This is with my good mate Nev. Nev, the IT worker's dream job Nev has. He's running around with me on Sanhok. Now, the reason I want to do this video is quite simple. I like doing gameplay videos, but I like doing them with a little bit of intent. I don't just want to say, hey, look, I've got 10,000 damage and look at these fancy flick shots. No, what I want to talk about is the tactics that are going into the wins, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is a pretty straightforward butchery at boot camp. We've just left boot camp. We're geared up to the eyeballs, full level 3 gear, M249. We're gatekeeping squads as they come in. And there is nothing particularly special about this win. I mean, Nev picked me up, put me on his shoulders, held me close as I tried to lose it, but I got across the line. Pretty straightforward. The next few games are where the rubber really does meet the road, and we had some really fun games last night on the Asia server. I am playing on the Asia server, and I'm not doing solo versus squad for once. I'm just cruising around and doing my own thing. Now, again, we had come out of boot camp, and this isn't so much third partying as the circle has just pushed into the point where everyone's in the circle, right? The last 9 guys, I mean, that sounds kind of crazy. It's like saying I was breathing air because it kept me alive. Everyone's in the circle because they don't want to die. I'm running a 4x scope on the AWM. When the circle shrinks down, I like to run a 4x on my sniper rifle. In fact, on Sanhok, I often run just a 4x scope because the lines of sight are so broken up, and if you're running a scope that is so pinpoint, you can only see this tiny little bit here, but if it's a bigger 4x scope, you can still hit the targets and see a lot more on the screen. And that's really valuable, I find, particularly on this map. If you're running an AR, I would suggest you run a 4x scope, not a 6x. The 4x scope is really, really cool because I've done videos on this before. If you want to see, there's a video that's like secrets of the 6x, and I'll put a link for it in the top of this video. But basically, there's a really cool feature on the 4x scope which makes it overpowered for ARs. There you go. You can hang out with your wang out and do that one. Got to stop saying that. Said it in the video last time and everyone got excited about it. Good solid overlook there. You saw Swiss. He just went passive, hung at the back. I'm going to go to the top here. I'm very worried that they are starting to creep across the ridgeline. At the same time, Ouija's very aggressive. And it's good to play with people like that because when they are consistently aggressive and they play to their characteristics, it can make things a lot easier. I'm really struggling with my controls here at the moment. I got back from this event and I was playing on a smaller screen and I had to move all my controls around, and I've not found the sweet spot again, so I'm not quite as accurate as I'd like to be. But you see Ouija with that flank, that low flank, he took out those 2 blokes, but then he got, again, cleaned up by the bloke who was down below him, flanking even lower. And I'm going to get desync smashed by this Japanese kid. I don't know how many I put in there, but it was an awful lot of damage. I feel like I was right on the money for that one, but now it's just up to Swiss. Clutching it out. The boy from Frankston. That's right, baby. Cue up the chicken dinners. The fearless Friar of Frankston is back in the house. He hates it when I say he's from Frankston because he's not from Frankston. I don't even know why. But you know what? I never would have kept saying he was from Frankston if he hadn't have been upset about it the first time I said it. And now Ouija, me, all the boys. That's Frankston, Swiss. I can't make this up. This is why you don't ever give your mates a weakness. Now, this is a tough one because everyone's been in this situation before. Boot camp, it's full of squads. There's a lot of guys in there who are geared up to the eyeballs. Not that we're not. Like, we've been doing very well, but it's been a very quiet drop at Paradise Resort. We ran into a couple of people, but not much to talk about. Ouija is coming in behind me. Swiss is in the slipstream as well. And there's a rock on the other side of this river where if you get to it, you can exit the water with a bit of hard cover. And you're going to see when we come out, Ouija gets trapped at the back, but he makes use of this rock, and that's why I'm running towards that rock, or I'm swimming towards that rock. You'll also note how I'm trying to stay underwater for long periods of time, but I want to basically stay above the water when I was going past that rock on the left for the last bit, and then go back under, because then obviously you're harder to hit. You can also throw smoke in the water and it will make someone's silhouette pop up if they're in this situation and you're not sure where they were. And I like to do that if I'm ever doing it. I do it on the edge of the water so that they have to come through it to get to the bank. There's that rock I was talking about. I'm getting straight across to the tough stuff here, trying to get a look. Oh, and suddenly bang, like we lose... 60% of our hit point pool. You'll note also I boosted before I went swimming in the water because I'm not an idiot, and although people get upset at me for boosting when I'm full health, that right there is the reason why I boost even when I'm full health. And they're pushing pretty hard actually. Now I'm not sure at this point in time how many there are in the squad over there. I'm just trying to not take a shot that's got me standing still, and that's why those shots are missing. But at the same time, I don't want to sit still there unless I absolutely have to. And then we just switch to the Grozer. A couple of taps in a Grozer won't hurt, and just gives Ouija a little bit of a chance of getting up. There's that push. We get him on the strafe back down the hill. Now, the reason I'm doing that is it's much harder to hit a headshot with someone going down a hill if they're moving constantly. Swizzle's furious because he's sure that the guy over here has actually got him through the grass, and he's very worried. He's like, don't come, Bush, don't come, because this guy can see through the grass. Like, he's really worried about that. So I'm actually not pushing all the way up there. I'm letting Swizzle come over, and that's exactly why, because he has a clear line of sight, and he was just using Swiss to try and entice us in to get knocked. And Swiss is like, stay away, stay away, stay away. Good teammate, doing the right thing. And here's Ouija and I doing our best over here now. Now, this is exciting for me because we're very worried about these guys and their predilection for grass. We're worried about them pushing up. There's 6 left, excluding myself and Ouija. 2 guys have gone into a fight somewhere that we can't even hear the gunfire, and that's with an AKM. So that's a pretty loud sound profile. I'm surprised we haven't heard that, but be that as it may, they're probably on the extreme opposite side of the circle. We think that guy is pushing up on us, so Ouija and I are both holding here. And although Ouija is a very aggressive player, he's doing the right thing here, and there we go. There's the guy on the right. So there's someone on the right now, and I don't want to sit still to actually get a heal off because I'm very worried that if I sit still, one of these guys is going to clear me through the hill. Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly where they were. Ouija gets the guy that was looking at me, though. Very, very nice. And you're going to see me set this heal up right on the edge of the circle. So see how I'm crawling towards Ouija? Look at the meterage on the circle there, and you'll see just inside the zone. They're Molotoving. I want to get as far away from these guys as possible. Absolutely don't want to give them any chance at all of getting rid of us on a... See? Right on the edge of the zone. So I can take that little step forward and not actually lose any hit points. 3 left. Now this is where it gets really interesting because I'm basically going to start firing at grass, and I got a hit there. I got a hit. Excellent. So I know they're there. I'm very worried. I'm just spamming that Grozer along the edge of the grass line because eventually they have to come in somewhere where they can actually be. So, oh, there he is. Happy days. That's 1. 2 left to go. There's Ouija knocked. I don't think you're going to get Azza up. Looking around, looking for sight, sound, anything. I can hear one pushing on my left. I'm pulling back. They're trying to come over the top at the same time, so it shows that they're a coordinated squad. Using voice comms, and I pull right back. Under the hill. Bang. Bang, bang, bang. Really good final circles there. Even though they weren't massive games, high kill games, and all that kind of fancy stuff, they were really fun final circles where we had to do a lot of... we're just shooting the guy. A lot of extra work to get across the line. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I really love these tactical walkthroughs. If you want some more of these, let me know. I'm happy to do them. Look after yourselves. As always, stay safe on the battlefield. And until next time, bye for now.